Welcome to Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. How are my wonderful Aries doing today? How are you guys doing? What's happening? What's on your plate? What's on your mind? Share your messages with us. Breathe and share the truth. Let's see what is in store for you. Hope everybody's doing okay. Man, we are already in mid-July. Could you believe it? Time is just flying, literally just flying. Didn't we just start this month? Dang. Already beyond the 15th? That's halfway through. What's today, like the 18th or something? Let's see what's your special word today for clarity. What's on your mind? Naked. That's where you're bearing it all. Letting it all hang out. There's no games with you right now. You serious about all that you are doing. You're putting yourself out there. You just want something different now. It's like you're clearing your path. There's no restrictions. You're not blocking your truth. You want it to come in as it's supposed to. That's a big deal for you because you're putting yourself out there. That's a big deal. You're not usually like this, but now it's like you're gaining clarity and understanding, and you want to see what happens. You're bearing it all, literally. Bearing it all for change, for growth. You're ready to receive. You're ready to receive, and you're going to see what's real and what's not. Transparency. This is a new phase for you because you usually hold back. You don't always allow yourself to be this free, in the sense that you don't want people that close to you that could diminish your growth. Sometimes you do things in silence and whatever. That's how it's going to be. So now you're bearing it all. You feel free. You're not letting any restrictions take over. You limitless. This is infinity for you. What's going to be is going to be. Take it or leave it. You're being in your true self right now. You have that nostalgia of memories of love. That's the mode that you're in. You might be connecting with somebody. Woo. You know why? Because you feel drained. You're at loss right now. Somebody's walked out of your life that you may have really cared about, but because you weren't willing to bear it all, you kept limiting yourself. They got tired and moved on. And now you're contemplating how you move forward because that loss hit you hard. That hit you hard. Yes, you're in your zone right now. Wow. You're at peace because you know what? You realize this time that you were at fault. You were at fault because you didn't want to bear it all. You were limiting the growth of this relationship. Emotional loss, and it is messing with you big time. All this person wanted from you was for you to open your heart, open your life, share things with them, and you refuse to do that. You are so used to being secret with everything, and now you're thinking about them and what they meant to you. Sometimes a wake-up call is needed for a shift to take place, and you're realizing that there are people in your life that really love you that you haven't given a chance to, and now you're trying to move differently. You're in this realm of reflection, of memories, of what was and what could be, and you realize that down the line it's always been the same complaint. you don't have that balance where you're sharing your heart and accommodating others. Is always your way or the highway. And now you're feeling this Zen moment type thing where, you know what? It's time for me to see who's for me, who truly loves me. I'm going to bear it all. I'm going to bear it all. You know what? I'm going to bear it all. I'm tired of living this way where I don't trust anybody. I love, but my actions don't back up my words all the time. And now, in this Zen moment, you're feeling it all. Wow. It's coming into fruition. It's coming to reality. And you realizing it's up to you. And even though this person has left you and you feeling that emotional loss, you're understanding why it took place. And either you change your ways to be with this person, or this person has allowed you to get in tune with yourself, where the next person you're able to apply your true love. Because now you're not limiting yourself, you're letting yourself be out there. And you say, you know what? All I can do is try to be better, learn from my mistakes, and grow. If this person feels they had to walk away from me, I know why, I understand why. I want them back, or I feel that they've taught me enough lessons that I know I don't want to be back with them, but I know how I have to proceed forward on a different scale, on a different path, being me and allowing them to love me for who I am, and being upfront and honest with people. That's what you're looking toward. That's what you're feeling right now. When you're naked and you don't have anything covering you, you're free. You ever ran around the house naked and nobody's home, but you felt so free? You let everything wiggle and jiggle. That's how you're feeling right now. You're feeling that freedom to be who you are. You're tired of the mask. You're tired of the camouflage. You're just bearing it all. You're not going to let fear take over. You're going to be out there. And either they accept you for who you are and how you move, or you don't even prolong it to avoid the pain. You're free right now because you weren't being your true self before. You were just going through the motions. Unconditional love. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am. You're making healthy choices. You're getting, look at that yoga move. That's releasing of the tension, of the buildup of what's been holding you back. It's a whole different ball game now. You're being honest and truthful with yourself and anybody else that comes in your circle. Anybody that wants to love on you, you have to return it. Unconditional love. That's what it's about. That's when you're your best, when you feel free. You're making different choices in life, and it's reflecting in harmony, healthy choices. You're not going to be in a relation where you're pretending, where you're not being upfront and honest. You're being true, and you're allowing that to flow because you're wanting more, and you're recognizing that you're wanting more. When you have that unconditional love, you just feel like you're traveling on air, where you're just floating and enjoying life, laughing, just happy and giddy for no reason, just because you can be. This is what's going on for you right now. You're free. So you're bearing it all. You're free, naked in a sense. You're eating healthier. You're respecting people more, and you want people that's going to respect you in your life. You're not letting people just settle in your life anymore. If they're not bringing any benefits to you, they need to step off. They need to step off. You're willing to release who you truly are to the right person. And this person you were with loved you, you loved them, but you weren't free. You didn't feel comfortable enough where you could open up and be your true self. So even though you have that emotional loss from them, you still feel that they weren't the right person completely for you, because the freeness you feel now, it's like a burden has been lifted off of you. So that means that the person came with baggage that you couldn't dive into. It was something missing. But it also hurts because when you've been with somebody for a minute, you learn things. You learn about yourself. And you just feel that you were restricted in this relationship. That's why you weren't naked in it, because you didn't totally feel free. But you did care. That's why there's emotional loss, because of the fact that that person did resonate with you to a point, but there was still some type of restriction there. But now that you've gained back your freedom and you realize there's some things in your life you're willing to change for other people, but now you're doing it as though, accept me for who I am. I'm bearing it all. You want to know about me? You're going to find out about me. This is who I am. I'm not going to camouflage it. I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm just going to be me. And if you could accept me for who I am, with a little tweaks here and there, but you're not going to mold me to your way of thinking. You felt like they were trying to mold you and change who you were. You don't mind, fixing this a little, fixing that a little, but they can't turn you into somebody that you're not. And now that you have this freedom, you're willing to fly high, and you're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. This is who I am. And you be upfront with them and let them know. If they're willing to accept it, fine. But if they're trying to mold it and change it, you're going to feel restricted again. You'll adjust certain things because you want to keep somebody in your life that you love. But if the changes they're trying to make to you, it's not you they want, it's somebody else, and that's not who you are. And you'll never be able to bear naked in front of them, because you'll always feel like you wouldn't be accepted for who you are. And right now, you're in your mode to just be you. Be you. Be you. We all want somebody that we could, might do things a little bit more so the way we like it. But compromise is necessary. Negotiations is necessary. But if they're trying to change the whole person, they don't want you. They want somebody else. And you fit in the mold where they feel that they can make those changes. That's not who you are. And that's why there was the friction in the relationship in the first place. You want more out of life. You're working towards something. It could be a new business, career. But you want somebody with you that complements you. Not somebody that in math, all they doing is subtracting. You want to multiply with somebody that likes pluses like you. Not somebody that's always focusing on subtraction. You don't do this. You don't do it this way. You don't like me because you're not doing this for me. You want somebody that's going to add value to your life. And if they're constantly stuck in subtraction, they're not for you. And even though it's an emotional loss, it's still a win, because now you recognize what it is you're seeking. Not everybody you meet is going to be the right person for you. There's some people that don't communicate well, and that's a pet peeve of yours. So why would you go with somebody that doesn't communicate? In hopes that you could change them so they could communicate but get mad because they can't? No. You want to be free when you are comfortable with somebody that you could laugh with them, joke with them, talk to them, share with them. And if you can't do that with them, then what's the point of it all? Because you're fooling yourself. You're holding on to somebody that's not part of you, in the sense that you want to be able to be free enough that you're comfortable with them and you could share with them. Everybody, there's something that, nobody's going to find that perfect one, but what could you live with? What could you live with? And when you're miserable or holding back, you're not being your true self. So therefore, how far is the relationship actually going to go? That's why they're telling you, bear it all. Be who you truly are, because you're camouflaging it any other way. You're just going through the motions with the hopes that either you can continue to tolerate, they could continue to tolerate, but never should the two ever meet, because you're not happy in that mode. Now with this breakup, this relationship that ended, you're experiencing the freedom that you've been looking for. You want to feel this inner relationship where they're being their true self and you're being your true self. That's okay. That's okay. Don't beat up on yourself. That's why the magician is stepping in. They're telling you this is the point where you are making magic happen in your life, because you're recognizing yourself for who you truly are, and you're not allowing anyone to mold you in a different direction when you're not happy about it. You're willing to compromise on some things, but not on who you are. Not on who you are. The devil stepped in and said, the decision is necessary. There's a pulling and a tugging, and you're burying the past. So you could start anew. You could start fresh. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't feel bad because it's not what you needed. It's not what you wanted. And even if you gotta compete and butt heads with other people, what you truly want is going to come into fruition, because now there's not the roadblock of deception. So you got to fight your way through it till you find the one that's willing to stand with you. So competition is going to be there, rivalry is going to be there, but you know what? The true you is going to be there as well. No more pulling and tugging and being torn. You're making decisions that's right for you. It's those yoga moves. You're stretching, you're eating healthier, you're working out, you're being who you were meant to be, without exception. This is your realm right now. And you make no apologies for it, because you're being who you were meant to be. You know what you want and you're going after it. But it took this emotional loss in that relationship for you to realize that you were living under the umbrella of pretense. You are tired of starting and stopping relationships and they're ending. But this time you're getting the needful food to strengthen your body, to strengthen your mind, to be the best you possible, so you can actually grow beyond where you are with the right person. No more pretense. Because what? You're bearing it all. You're naked. You're free. You're elevating. And you know what you want and what you don't. And you were trying to make yourself want the same things as this other person. And what's hurting you is not, it's just the loss of something. But it's also waking you up to recognize your truth. Because you're not aiming to run back and get that person. You're wanting your freedom. Because this person had you on lockdown. And you always felt like you were being under a watchful eye, where nothing you did was good enough and you were always doing things wrong. And you didn't want to have another broken relationship, so what did you do? You stayed in the relationship trying to make things work, because you didn't want to be the one that said, "Oh, I'm still looking." You were hopeful that somehow you could tweak this relationship and make it what you wanted it to be, even though you weren't happy. And at a certain point, you just didn't care enough anymore, until this person realized that they just didn't see this working down the line, so they left. And you're just opening another door, and this door has released you so that you can gain more knowledge, more understanding of yourself and the person that you're involving yourself with, to know that you don't want to change certain things about yourself, and you shouldn't have to. Love is in the air, and growth is in the air. Your power is coming into fruition right now. You're blossoming. And it took the death of this relationship for you to realize you wanted more. And you made it easy, because You wanted this person to leave and not for you to call it quits, to feel guilty about it. You feel good now. And sometimes you just need to do those type of things. And you recognize yourself, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't care if they mad about this. I'm tired of walking on eggshells and trying to change who I am to appease this person. You're living in your truth. And growth is there. Growth is there. You want to love and you want to be loved, but with the right person. Garnetqueentarot, where we're inspired to rise and be our best selves, with no exceptions. No exceptions. Continue to learn, continue to grow, and continue to listen to your intuition and follow who you really are. Don't force a relationship just for the sake of not being alone. Okay? Garnetqueentarot, be inspired to rise, be inspired to be your best self, and get to know who you are, so you could share your naked truth with anybody you choose. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for spending time with us. Take care.